What's up, my friends? Welcome to Bad Chalk Week. That's right. It's Bad Chalk Week. Week 13, the day the earth stood still. David Montgomery chalk, Devontae Booker chalk, Brandon Cooks, Kiki Cootie. Who are these people and why are they chalky and why are they going to detonate your lineups? We're going to dive into all that today. I'm very excited about this stream, this morning podcast. Thank you for joining me. Owner of teamriseorfall.com. You can also get our betting info at patreon.com/riseorfall. Very excited. I'm going to open up this nice looking big overlay so you guys can focus on the data. We're going to look at top stacks. We're going to go into like a little mini lineup building session. And last but not least, throughout the entirety of the show, please fire off any questions you might have. Help me out, and I'll help you out the best that I can as well. Oh, man. I mean, look at this. Chalk, Brandon Cooks. Chalk, David Montgomery. Chalk, Booker. Cootie. And these are our initial ownerships. The final ownerships, which we'll post in a couple hours, likely going to be even more disgusting. Like gross levels. Gross levels. It's Bad Chalk Week 13. I mean, I can't get over how gross this is. And we have beautiful tournament winning upside pivots off of David Montgomery, Devontae Booker on the same price level. And like much better talents. That makes no sense to me. Yo, what's up? What am I missing over there on Twitch?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my underground lair.
Hot dang, I missed a lot. Thank you very much for the follows. Porter, my man, thank you very much. 5 gifted subs this morning. I saw you have a couple. I saw you hit your five fight parlay last night, your 5-way parlay in MMA. Congrats, nice hit. Bama, thank you very much. 200 bits.
Declare bankruptcy!
Thank you very much, man. Let me fix this alert box. This thing looks massive right now, right? I mean, it's like the screen's gone. What's up, Rishi? All right. This thing is too big. There we go. What do you think? Is that better up there? By the way, I meant to have my Christmas cast on. You guys want the Christmas cast? What's up, Diz? Thank you very much for the Prime sub. What's up, chat? Daquan over on YouTube says, Bad Chalk Week. 100% agree, man. Dave Eddy over there on YouTube says, Happy Derrick Henry Day. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll take Henry over Delvin Cook. Give me about 15% ownership discount. Yeah. What's up, Phil? Good to see you, man. I see you over there on YouTube as well. Says, this chalk led me to making 20 different cash lineups in the $2.20 max. Trusting Booker and Montgomery scares me a bit. It should scare you. Trusting a career backup running back in Devontae Booker. I believe second-round draft pedigree is what people are really buying into. Great offensive line he's running behind as well, but he had that in Denver when he started, and the guy was a bust. The guy was an absolute bust. He's decent at pass catching, but guess what they're going to do? They're going to take him off the field on third downs for Theo freaking Riddick and Jalen Richard. I'm sorry, Devontae Booker, you are hopefully hoping he scores a touchdown today. If he does not score a touchdown, I think you're going to be hard-pressed to find him to hit value. By the way, David Montgomery, my friends, basically needs to score a touchdown to hit value as well, and he has one rushing touchdown in 2020. One! The guy has one touchdown this year. And now all of a sudden everybody says, oh boy, David Montgomery, he's back. Well, he was never here. He can't be back. He was never here. The guy had a 57-yard rush last week that padded his stats, put him over 100 yards rushing, and everyone says, D-Monty, lock him in, baby. Detroit Lions defense, they suck. Well, They inherently suck mostly now because they've given up a lot of rushing touchdowns. The yardage is actually declining. They are not inside the top 10 yards allowed given up over the last 5 games to opposing running backs. They are getting a little bit better on defense, and everyone looks at the DVP. Everybody goes to this game flow tab, and they slide over here, and they're not looking at anything else but rushing yards allowed per game, and they're saying, oh my goodness, you guys see it? Oh, lock in Montgomery. Lions giving up 133 points. My friends, like 3 weeks ago, this number was in the 150s. Their defense is getting better, stopping running backs. It's down to a 133 average. That's a steep decline. Meanwhile, the industry's sitting there saying, play David Montgomery. And everyone's just, oh, great call, David Montgomery. Look at this matchup. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. You guys want to try to win a tournament this weekend, or are you just trying to min cash? Because you're trying to min cash, go ahead, play Montgomery. Play Montgomery. It's probably a little bit safer than this next person I'm going to tell you to play. And I pushed this guy in my tiered rankings, 2 guys in my tiered rankings on the website. And I'll show you just quickly. I won't show it too long here. I don't want to give away the goods. This is VIP stuff here. But my tiered rankings up on the site. Two running backs in this area. And I give them tiered ranks. I give these player notes. I think 2 guys have tournament winning upside, very similar price tag as David Montgomery and Devontae Booker. I have direct pivots, 3 guys I should say, direct pivots off of them at similar price points. Let me show you one of them right now. The Indianapolis Colts are facing a defense who's given up over 1,500 rushing yards this year, 154.7 yards per game. What? What in the heck are we doing? Why are you investing into Devontae Booker against a pretty decent rush defense of the New York Jets over Jonathan Taylor? I don't get it. What are we doing? Jonathan Taylor has tournament winning upside. First off, touchdown equity is king. Jonathan Taylor has 4 rushing touchdowns this year. Devontae Booker might not even get a carry inside the 5 today. We have no clue. We have no clue. We don't know what his role will be. We can already invest into Jonathan Taylor, understanding that, you know what, he's likely going to be the primary first and second down back. And we're hopefully, we're investing in him, hopefully that he will continue up with being the guy who gets the majority of the touches inside the 5-yard line. They gave Jordan Wilkins and Nyheim Hines a shot in week 12 with Jonathan Taylor off the field. You know how they responded? By just burying their face into the turf. Oh my gosh, 13 carries. They totaled like 48 yards. Brutal showing. Neither of them look good. Wilkins is a plotter. Hines is a third down back. Jonathan Taylor had 22 carries the week before he went on the COVID IR list. If he's coming back and they're just going to say, you know what, we got to protect Phillip Rivers, Jonathan Taylor getting potentially 20 carries today against one of the worst rush defenses in the past 5 years. Jonathan Taylor in a smash spot. Meanwhile, let's look at the running back ownership. Disgusting levels of ownership here on a career backup, Devontae Booker. Someone help me out. Why is this happening? Meanwhile, Jonathan Taylor also is not even the highest owned projected guy in our system here. Nyheim Hines is. He's the higher owned running back in the same backfield. What? Why are we playing a 30% owned Devontae Booker, a 26% owned Devontae Booker, and a 30% owned David Montgomery when we have Jonathan Taylor in the best matchup of the day? And my friends, if we're looking at like floors and ceilings, Jonathan Taylor's ceiling is probably higher than both of them. And I'd venture to say his floor is in the same range. Montgomery probably has the highest floor. Play Monty and Cash. Whatever. You're trying to take down a tournament, Jonathan Taylor's your guy. And if you want to get off of, this price range too of 5.5K on DraftKings, David Montgomery at 5.5, why? You can go up $800, grab Chris Carson against the Giants, who I think should return to his 15 to 18 touch, range and get the red zone carries. They already said he's healthy. They said they want to get him more carries this week. They're trying not to throw the football as much with Russell Wilson. Should be positive game script. They're plus or excuse me, they're minus 10-point favorites. They are, I believe they're playing at home. Everything aligns for Chris Carson to have phenomenal opportunity today, and you could probably get him at 6.3K at single-digit ownership and the same amount of touches as Montgomery and Devontae Booker. One more for you, Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt was a 15 or so touch back with Nick Chubb in the backfield with him, and then Chubb goes out. Kareem Hunt goes bonkers for a couple games. Chubb comes back. Kareem Hunt goes 13 carries for 11 yards. Looks like trash. Worst game of his career. Field jumps off him. Last week looked good again. 10 carries, 62 yards, I believe, off the top of my head. Don't quote me on that. I think it was like 10 for 62. Nick Chubb can smash today. Absolutely. I love him. 7.7K on DraftKings, 8.7K on FanDuel. Touchdown equity for days. 100-yard, 2-point bonus on DraftKings. Hard not to like him. But you know who else can go off today? Kareem Hunt. He's one carry away. He's game-breaking ability. One carry away from potentially outscoring Devontae Booker and David Montgomery throughout their entirety of the game. That's Kareem Hunt's upside. But people are going to pay a premium for a couple crappy running backs who are absolute chalk. I don't like to play volatile chalky pieces. You want to give me like a chalky Devontae Adams? Okay, sign me up. I'm all in. I don't care. If Devontae Adams is in a smash spot, by the way, his prop bet is right now it's half a touchdown. What the heck? This guy's scored in 7 of 9 games. He has like 10 touchdowns in 7 of them. Devontae Adams, take the over on that prop bet. That's an easy one. A little freebie there. I mean, it's not even I parlayed that one with a couple other things on patreon.com/riseorfall. So give those a look. But my gosh, there are some interesting spots today. And I think the fantasy community is looking at this slate completely wrong. And I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of very, very frustrated people at the end of the day going back and being like, what was I thinking? Why did I play David Montgomery? He was on my do not play list, and now I'm going all in on this chalk, this bad chalk. People, I feel like you're going to be frustrated. Hedge your investments, play them in cash. You're okay. Booker, Montgomery, plug in Derrick Henry, touchdown equity. Booker, Montgomery, and then Delvin Cook. Whatever makes you happy in cash. You're trying to win tournaments. You guys are playing the wrong guys. If they beat you in a tournament, so be it. So be it. Like if they beat you in a tournament, whatever. Let the fish enjoy their fish food. Because those are bad plays. Had to get that out. I couldn't hold that in all stream. I would have been like vomiting on the inside. Totally stressed out. Hunt is the play over Booker. Yeah, I think I broke some of that down. I just missed your questions here. Fat Golfer says Beasley, Lazard, the Laser, or Cootie. Well, without construct of what you're asking, DraftKings, FanDuel, season long, PPR, standard, that's hard to answer. Beasley and PPR. I think Lazard has the best chance for a touchdown today, Golfer. And Cootie, I would only play inside of Watson stacks. And if you're running out Cootie with Watson, run it back with Michael Pittman Jr., run it back with Trey Burton, something like that. Maybe Naheem Hines. Have some type of game stack. I don't think Cootie brings too much value to the table if he's not catching a touchdown, in which case you've already raised the scoring ceiling and floor of Deshaun Watson. I'd pair them together. He's way too volatile to have out there on their own. You're not playing guys like that as standalone one-off plays. I think super volatile plays, stack them. Stack them with somebody. I'm not looking to find like value from a volatile guy who might score like 2 points. Screw that. If he goes 16, 18 points today, you know who had a great game? Deshaun Watson. So plug them together.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my underground lair.
Hot dang. Missing a lot of stuff over here on Twitch. Let me check this out. Thank you very much for all these follows, subs today. You guys are very kind, very kind. YouTubers, thank you. Hit the like button every single day, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. We do live streams right here, Twitch, right here on YouTube, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, every day, every single day. So hit the sub button, and you can watch them for free, all right? You join up, get in our Discord, and we've got the DFS Discord at teamriseorfall.com/subscribe. We've got the Patreon Discord. It's a private channel in there, very cheap. and all sorts of tools and stuff. All right, let's slide over to some of these stacks, okay? I wanted to start off with the ownership crap over here on our teamriseorfall.com study hub. I want to look at some of the top stacks for today and really start to break down the slate a little bit and then see if we can put together some strategies. CG, nice takedown. I saw your first place win last night on MMA. I don't know how you freaking do this across PGA, MMA, and NFL, but teach me, man. Freaking teach me. Oh, my gosh. It's like 3 weeks in a row you've won something in some sport. Such an MME wizard. Congrats, man. And thank you very much for the 5 gifted. Bama Texan says 25 bits. Oh, gives 25 bits. Thanks, man. He goes, remember those Dare commercials with the fried egg saying, this is your brain on drugs? Insert Montgomery into the frying pan. What's up, Legendarius? Thank you very much for Twitch Prime sub month 4. Kareem Johnson, 4,400 in play. Asks iChief all day. Thank you very much for the 100 bits. I would have answered your question without those bits, but I appreciate your support, man. This stuff goes towards my coaching staff and our Discord coaches, so I do appreciate it. Kareem Johnson, certainly in play, but I think AP has the touchdown equity. I think truly if you're playing a guy like Kareem Johnson, you're hoping for some type of shootout. I think he'd be more of the pass-catching back, even though he's not even really one. He's also decent at pass blocking. But the thing is, in this game, I don't see him needing to be in the game for a lot of snaps. I think it's a grind-the-clock type game on Detroit's side. Chicago's defense is pretty good. I actually like the Bears' defense quite a bit today. We've got no Galladay, no Swift. We've seen the Lions' offense without those two in there, and it is ugly. It's ugly. It's ugly. It's ugly. It's ugly. And I think if AP doesn't get a couple, Thanksgiving rushing touchdowns to start the game off, this game's going to be a grinded out, slow, clock killing game filled with turnovers and 3 and outs. Like I think this is just one of those games I'm not even touching. Meanwhile, I did do a 3-way parlay on Trubisky, Allen Robinson, and I believe Darnell Mooney with their over and unders on receptions and passing yards. That is also on Patreon. I posted that yesterday in the props report and a big rundown. I do a bunch of stats and research, and I give my reasoning for why I'm looking at certain things, and it kind of gives you a report, and it allows you to make the decision if you don't like where I'm leaning, right? So if you look at it, you're like, well, I don't know, Mitch. I don't really agree with what you're saying here, blah, blah, blah. You've got it all in front of you, and that's the goal. It's not to be a pick site or a bunch somebody giving out a list of picks. That stuff's and I don't help anybody. I want to give my recommendation, give my lean, and then also just give you the analysis. I mean, the analysis is the most important part. What's up, Blouses? Thank you very much for the follow. 11:30 a.m. Eastern every single day right here on Twitch and YouTube. Make sure you guys tune in. Oh, love these early mornings. Love them. Stream, I know I'm missing all sorts of questions. Hot dang. Go Trubisky, says Allie. Well, Allie's here. You know Allie's here when Mitchell Trubisky's getting touted. Golly. Don't mind him today if Robinson's healthy, though. Let's see here. 19-17 Lions today. Well, then take the under on that 3-point spread. Take the under on the total, too. How many touches are you expecting for Carson? 15, 18. Listen, if Carlos Hyde is out, I think we're hitting the upper end, 18 to 20. I think if Hyde is in, I think we're going to get about 15, probably 12 to 14 carries, couple catches. And I think he'll get the first crack of the red zone today. He's always been very efficient in the red zone. He had a red zone carry last week, scored a touchdown, looked great on his 9 carries for 51 yards. If you're not playing Bears players, do we play Lions D? I think there's better defenses today than the Lions D. Lions D is awful. Lions D is absolute butt cheeks, my friend. Give me the Jets D at 2,100 on DraftKings. Give me the Jets D at 3,300. I think the Raiders actually struggle a little bit, and that 8-point spread for the Jets today, I don't know, man. I thought that was going to climb, and then maybe the Jacobs news kind of took the shine off that one. That went from I think -6.5 to start for the Raiders, and it went up to -9.5, I believe. Went back down to -8. I don't know if the Jets outright win this one, but I think that 8-point, I think they can cover that. Raiders traveling west to east, no Josh Jacobs. I think they're going to struggle running the football. Derek Carr really only does great out of the play action, and the run sets that up. And listen, if the Jets shut down the run and Derek Carr's struggling, it's going to be cold. It's going to be cold in New York today too. There's a lot of things for me analysis-wise that are pointing to this one, saying the Jets can cover. And I mean, I don't want to say they're going to win, but 0-11 team. This is potentially their best chance of the season, in my opinion. The Raiders are a little bit overrated. Anthony Miller, 3,100 DK, nice punt. I think that's a nice punt if and only if Allen Robinson and Darnell Mooney are out. Otherwise, Anthony Miller, going to be a tough ask. I put him in my player pool, I believe, as a tier 5 in the tiered rankings. He's a tier 5 person, but only, and I put the notes on the far right, make sure you read those. I said that he's only in play if Darnell Mooney and or Allen Robinson are out. And a guy like that, again, we're not using those volatile random options. You're not using a Gabriel Davis standalone. You're not using an Andy Isabella standalone, a Kiki Cootie standalone, Anthony Miller. These guys are not one-offs, right? If they hit, the quarterback probably had himself a day. If the quarterback is hitting a 60-yard bomb to Andy Isabella, Kyler Murray probably threw 2-3 touchdowns. I mean, Kirk, if Trubisky hits Anthony Miller up today for 6 for 70 and a score, he probably had himself a pretty decent day. He probably threw the ball a ton if he's getting some more targets down there to a guy like Anthony Miller. So make sure you guys stack things like that. Those low probability plays. How much Cooks would you play naked? Brandon Cooks? I mean, Cooks has some opportunity today. I like Cooks. But there's other guys, like even Corey Davis, right? Like if we're looking at this price range, let me show you real quick. If we're looking at this price range, this wide receivers, Draftkings, you're about to eat, what is he, 5'6"? Brandon Cooks, 5'6". You're about to eat a 36% chalk on Brandon freaking Cooks. All right. Yeah. Will Fuller's out. Okay. Anyways, give me Robert Woods at half the ownership for $400 more. What are we doing? Who's doing that and why? Why are you on Brandon Cooks? Because the projections are putting you on him? Well, then lower the dang projections. This is just a median score. This is a model. Okay? This is a median projection. You have to weigh the probabilities and you have to weigh the potential ceiling. And when I look at a situation like this against a tough defense like Indy, give me Robert Woods with his touchdown equity, more targets potentially, and a better spot, a higher implied team total, and half the ownership. Be smart, my friends. Come on here. Let's go. Got to use our noggins. This range of outcomes is precisely what I'm looking for. A 33-point ceiling, a 28-point ceiling. And he's done this. And I don't think he has it against Indy. I think Indy's defense is kind of in a bounce-back spot. I really like their defense, a banged-up team in Houston. Just start paying attention to ownerships. Brandon Cooks, ouch, pivot. Yeah, no doubt. What up, YouTube? Love when my YouTube family's here. How do you feel about Gaskin? My friend, I wrote up a notes. I can't give out too much on Gaskins because I think he's actually a very crucial spot today. And I specifically did not talk about him when I was going over the running backs in the beginning, talking about how to get off. I want to get off of Devontae Booker and David Montgomery as much as I can in tournaments. Talked about Hunt, talked about Jonathan Taylor, talked about why. And there's one other, I can't remember off the top of my head. Myles Gaskin's certainly in play, my friend. And if anybody who has access to my tiered rankings knows, just don't tell everybody, okay? He had interesting notes. Make sure you read the notes on him. And if you watch the lineup building strategy session yesterday on the third tab, that private video, you'll see some very interesting building processes that have to do with him. I'll just say that. And then I'll tease this. It's right there. It's very cheap. Robert Woods might be the most mispriced guy in the slate. New era, you ain't wrong, my friend. You are not wrong. Isaiah Coulter, 3K, good value play. I mean, similar to like we were talking about Cootie and Anthony Miller and Andy Isabella and Gabriel Davis. Guys like that, you got to have him in a quarterback stack. These one-offs, you're hoping catch 3 catches for 80 yards and a score. Like, if that happens, the quarterback had a good day. So if you use him today, I don't have him in my player pool. If you use him, I'm not saying it's the wrong play. Just use him correctly. Volatile pass catchers often should be stacked either in a game stack or a team stack. Those super volatile pass catchers, if they go bonkers, the quarterback usually had a good day. It's a pure correlation thing. On DK, do you like Mooney or Cootie? If not, stack. No, just answer that. Titan stack of Tanny, Davis, Fursker. Are we paying up for Chubb? I mean, look at it this way. If you think Tannehill is going to have 3 touchdowns today, and you've already said that Derrick Henry did not have himself a great game, or at least a ceiling game. Tannehill has 2 passing touchdowns. Maybe he ran one in. 3 passing touchdowns. You know, if they hit that 29.75 implied team total, whatever it is, first off, Henry had a tough day. And second off, the Browns likely are playing from behind, correct? In which case, Kareem Hunt is likely the running back option you want. I think there's a nice a nice millie maker strategy of using a stack like that. Tannehill, Corey Davis leveraging off of A.J. Brown, and Fursker, right? You package them 3 together, you have a very unique stack to begin with. I don't think many people at all will start their lineup with this. And then if you run it back on the other side, you've totally fade Jarvis Landry, who, by the way, has one of the toughest cornerback wide receiver matchups on the entire slate against a guy who's given up just 1 touchdown all year, okay? Don't play Jarvis, who is the preferred run back option by the public. Go to Kareem Hunt. You want to leverage many potential outcomes today? That's a phenomenal 4-player game stack, and I like it. Ownership-wise, I like it. Half-point PPR, pick 2. Kirk, Mike Williams, Myers, Perriman. Williams, touchdown equity, man. I know it's PPR, but touchdown equity on Mike Williams is up there, big plays, and Myers. Give me a guy who's playing 99% of the snaps. Good questions. Thank you, YouTube. YouTube, I see 40-something people watching right now. Hit that smash button. Smash that like button for me, please. Okay, you like freebies? I stream every day, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Okay, hit the sub button and hit the like button. Help me out. That stuff is like how you support somebody giving away free stuff. I'm not asking for money. Just hit the like button. Helps me out in the SEO game. Higgins? Somebody was tweeting at me the other day about Higgins. Play your punts and stacks always. Correct, Porter. Correct. Without giving up the sauce, Mitch, would you pivot to Russell Wilson? All right, so Danger Russ, I think you can use today, of course. You can always use a guy like that. But, man, there are so many things trending in the wrong direction for Russ. First off, coaching staff clearly trying to throw the ball less. You've got a healthy, returning Chris Carson 2 weeks post-injury. He had practiced the week before, so we're looking at 3 full weeks now, basically. I think they're going to really balance things out. You could actually, if you look at Russell Wilson, the guy has not thrown an interception in 3 games, and that's what they want. Here's my quarterback pool, by the way. That's what they want. They want Russell Wilson to stop turning the freaking ball over. He's turned it over. He's thrown 0 interceptions in his last 98 pass attempts or whatever it comes out to. So I think they're going to keep him, 32, 31 passes today. I believe his prop bet is 34.5 passing attempts. I think I pretty much gave away what I'm doing there with the props. I think if you use Russell Wilson, stack him with Tyler Lockett. I think he's the under-owned play. DK Metcalf, tough matchup against James Bradbury. I still think that Metcalf can have himself a day, maybe even catch a touchdown. But I'm looking at 5 catches, 4 catches, 90 yards and a score. Does not hit the ceiling game, in which case, even if, Russell Wilson throws the ball 32 times, let's say Metcalf gets 6 pass targets. So you're looking at a 19% market share. Where are the rest of those passes going? It's a Lockett day. James Bradbury, if anything, maybe does not stop DK Metcalf, but he limits him. He contains him. As much as a physical asset like DK Metcalf can be contained, all right? He's just going to impose his physical will on him. But maybe contain him in the fact that, he's not going to get peppered with 12 targets. He won't get, 8 for 120 and 2 scores, okay? So if he's only going to get 6 to 8 targets, 24 to 26 targets in my 32 passing attempt projection there, where are they going? Tyler Lockett's going to soak up a fair amount of those, correct? So let's say there's 25 passes left over, a 27, 28% market share or so will end up giving you around 8 targets from Tyler Lockett. Okay, his prop bet, I believe, was 4.5 receptions, 59 yards receiving. I'm kind of giving away what I'm thinking there as well. The rest of this stuff, patreon.com/riseorfall. I don't want to go too much into that. It's not really a prop show. What's up, Online Coffee? Thank you very much for sub number 2. Trubisky is the big talk of the week. How do you feel about him? I think a guy like Trubisky is, he's so volatile and gross, and I don't even like the stacking options. What are you doing there? I mean, if Trubisky goes 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, right? Lions got to throw the football too. Who are you investing in? Hawkinson? Marvin Jones? Like, where's the run back option? In fact, I think the run back options today in week 13 are miserable. I think the running backs are completely chalk, and they're dirty chalk. And I think a lot of these quarterbacks have no run back stack options. I think it's just one of those days where you're going to have to invest into the quarterbacks, invest into the pass catchers, and you're looking for one thing today, because I don't think there'll be many of them. Touchdowns. Touchdown equity is going to rule the day more so than any other DFS week that I can remember in recent memory. I think there's a path today where you're going Rodgers, Devontae Adams, and Robert Tonyan, right? And then you don't need an Eagle on the other side. It was going to be Dallas Goedert or Richard Rodgers, but Zach Ertz being active ruins it. Completely ruins everything. Tua being expected to start right now takes the shine off of Gesicki, takes the shine off of Devontae Parker. On the other side, I no longer am slightly interested in T. Higgins. I don't think Tua's going to throw the ball enough. If anything, the one thing this does for me is Myles Gaskins, baby. I think it boosts him up in the rankings. I believe my tiered rank is as high as I want to go, though. But now I'm just a little bit more confident in where I had him. No more Fitz. Get out of here. Later, Fitzy. All right, I'm going to go here. Divide between players. Keep it simple, man. Who is a guy you like for afternoon slate you're not really on for the main? That's a good question for Discord and for coaches, bro. I'm main slate only right now. What's up, Toller? Thank you very much. 3-month streak. And good morning to you, sir. Top of the morning to you. You know what? Porter or somebody in the betting Discord channel, that private one, I would love if somebody would take a minute and post some of the stuff that I just gave away on the stream in that channel for the Patreon members only, because that's a Patreon-only channel. If anybody can just kind of start listing some of those out, that's a Patreon-only channel. The teamriseorfall.com, they do not have access to it. So I want that to be in there for the Patreon-only channel. I don't know if I'll get a chance to put it on the site. I'll go to my DMs right now, CG. Here is our Discord. 171 people online, over 1,000 people. We are, 6 days into week 12? I think we're doing okay. All right, let me see your message, buddy. CG sent me this one. David Montgomery, Devontae Booker, 3 thumbs down. I like it. I like it a lot, actually. Full PPR. Oh, let me check your question. YouTube, thank you very much. I see the like buttons up to 14 now. My friends, I love you. Can I send a line to you on Discord, says Patrick. Hey, Patrick, if it's a question about signing up, sure. But if it's analysis stuff, we keep our Discord as like an open forum because it's best for everybody as far as like coaching goes, as we're able to put really all our opinions open and publicly. And if people have questions like this, you know, I can answer. And then if anybody else has a similar question, we can answer together. Heyo, Patreon Discord filling it up. I love this. This is new Patreon sports bet. I love it. If anybody could please put this stuff into the betting chat, some of the stuff I mentioned on stream today, that would be extremely helpful. Who's the guy you like in the afternoon? Oh, there you go, New Era. Yep. That's good. That's good. We also got the Fancy Cruncher channel. I'll try to help you out in a minute, Mort. All right. Yeah, Patrick, cool. Just tag me in like NFL or Fancy Cruncher channel, whatever it is, and I'm happy to help out. Absolutely, man. That's what I'm here for. But I often won't see it if you don't @ and then me. there's like 10,000 plus messages sent weekly or bi-weekly in our Discord. It's a lot of messages, and I'm involved in a lot of the channels. So if I don't get tagged, 95% chance I don't even see it. Okay, so Josh Manley over on YouTube asks, got 2 wide receiver spots and flex. Who would you bench? Ridley, A.J. Brown. Oh, my goodness, man. This is a... Whoa. 2 wide receiver spots and flex. Who would you bench? You have Ridley, A.J. Brown, Lockett, and Gibson. I mean... Probably, dude. I mean, the touchdown equity is phenomenal with A.J. Brown. Lock him in. I have a great lean on Lockett this week, because I think Metcalf is limited against Bradbury. Julio Jones being back, I think, actually helps Kelvin Ridley. And Gibson, barring health, great play because of touchdown equity, but hot dang. Steelers are such a good defense. And when I go to the game flow tab over here on the, let's take a peek at running backs. Steelers are phenomenal against opposing running backs. Off the top of my head, I believe it's the lowest in the league. No. 114.9. Well, hold on. Let me go to defense. How are the Steelers against running backs? Great question. Okay, Steelers are second lowest. 14.19 points per game, dude. It doesn't feel right, but I think I sit Gibson in that. And I think probably has to do with the rest of your construction of your lineup. If you're looking for a floor play, play Gibson. If you want ceiling, play Lockett. Vice versa. If you need a floor play, I'd say play Gibson and then sit Lockett this week. That's a great question. Fursker or Gesicki? Fursker, 100%. I go Kyle Rudolph before I go potentially both of them. And you know who's going first and foremost and last always for me this week at 3.7K? Robert freaking Tonyan. The heck? You guys want touchdown equity and PPR equity. It's Tonyan. Why are we wasting time with Fursker, who didn't have a catch? And Geoff Swain picked up off waivers, had more targets last week than Fursker. And on top of that, Gesicki is now going to have Tua Tagovailoa throwing him the football, or also not throwing him the football. Ugh. Bad chalk, bad chalk. Bad chalk everywhere. I have Chubb, Robinson at other running back spots. Oh, man, you got a good team. That's a good team. Thank you very much for the 19 likes over there. Y'all the best. Fortune favors the bold. What's up, Ulysses? I have not seen you in a minute, man. Thanks for reaching out on YouTube. Well, my friend, if it's been a hot minute, but every single day, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, I stream all my DFS content. I review Millie Maker lineups on Mondays, do some lineup rewind on Fantasy Cruncher on Tuesdays, Wednesday through Sunday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, and then Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. It's both on twitch.tv/teamriseorfall and right here on YouTube. Welcome back to my life, man. Missed you. Known you for a few years. Football fans, thank you very much for the 100 bits on Twitch. Momo says, I'm playing Sunday through Monday. Is Mahomes the best QB over Rodgers? Yes, always the question with Mahomes, if and versus, will always be Mahomes. Yes, and Mahomes. And we've done enough research in the $9 slant where we know if you're using Mahomes in DFS, you lock Travis Kelce to begin with, and you want the majority of your exposure on Tyreek Hill. Just play Mahomes every time. Yeah, Mahomes or Mahomes. Mahomes. The answer is Mahomes. In his 5 biggest weeks this year, Travis Kelce went nuclear. So if you're using Mahomes, lock Kelce. If he's on the slate, play him. Correct. What's the question here about hedge and tourneys? What did I miss? Who's the bad chalk you were just talking about? Oh, man. First 15 minutes of the show, I identified the lineup detonator spots today and the pivots. Let's throw in the Christmas theme to close out this show here. I love it. I love it. Let's talk some stacks, and then we're going to do some fancy crunching. Is this big enough, or do I need to go to the other page? Tell me if this is not big enough. I'll go to the other page. Or the other overlay, whatever they're called. Any interest in Kamara on FanDuel GPP? No, I have no interest in Kamara. Inherently, Alvin Kamara's equity, his value, was baked into his pass catching opportunities. And you know how many targets he has in the last 2 games with Taysom Hill at quarterback? In Taysom Hill's 39 pass attempts, Alvin Kamara has 3 targets, my friend. 3 freaking targets. That is disgusting. That's disgusting. I want nothing to do with Alvin Kamara. You kind of need him to score a touchdown to give you value. Just play the new Alvin Kamara with Austin Eckler at the same price tag. Good question, though. Good question. No Kamara blasphemy? Go ahead, man. Book it. You like him? Play him. That's one man's opinion. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm not touching Kamara. If I were right 100% of the time, I'd not be streaming. I'd be retired somewhere. So if you got a good lean on them, use them. Muddy Heel, thank you very much for the 100 bits, man. I hope people play all this chalk. I'm taking it all down this week. I'll see you at the top, bro. I am getting all off these people, man. Side bet, Kamara over Eckler. I don't do these live stream taking bets. Llama was trying to get me to take every other one yesterday as he was in here just like poking me with a stick for a half hour. Now you're doing it. You understand if I open Pandora's box up like this, what happens? I've seen it happen on stream before. It becomes a thing. Mitch, what do you think of this? And then I give an opinion, and they're like, what do you mean? And then we all just basically witnessed somebody who was looking for confirmation bias who's now is upset that I didn't give it to them, and now they want to make a wager with me. And it's like, that's not what I'm here for. You want to do wagering and stuff? Well, go sign up on Patreon and do the opposite of what I did there. You could just argue my picks. Just whatever I did over on Patreon, just do the opposite, because apparently you're going to win everything, and I'm going to lose it all. All $1? No! I'm not doing it. Can Cam Newton bounce back today? Cam Newton cannot bounce back because he's an awful quarterback. And he now no longer has any wide receivers to throw the football to. He doesn't have Curtis Samuel to catch the ball 5 yards down the field, take it 80. He doesn't have DJ Moore to get behind the wide receivers, the quarterbacks. And he never had a guy like Robbie Anderson to stretch the defense. Listen, he is on a terrible, terrible, terrible football team. I hate the Patriots. I think the Bills have been suppressed and under their Patriot thumb for 20 years, and I'm freaking happy that the Patriots look like garbage, and the Buffalo Bills are about to win the East, and whatever. I don't even remember what you asked me, but if it's a Patriot, I don't want them. What's up, Adder? 3-month subscription. My friend. Thank you. QB in your tiered rankings, I agree. Too good. Locking. My man. Thank you for not giving that away. Browns over Titans today. Book it. Okay. See? Look at the road look at Pandora's box that would have opened. Now he's just like throwing out pick after pick. He wants to argue with me. Do you like Colt McCoy? Do not like Colt McCoy. I know why you like him against the Seahawks because of their wretched, wretched pass defense. But the Seahawks defense is starting to play a little bit better. They were like historic levels bad for a hot minute, and I think things are starting to regress. The defense is starting to get a little bit healthier. I think this is kind of one of those weeks where they get a chance to get better. And Seahawks average at one point was 380 yards per game. They're down to a 328. And when I go over to the defensive spot, I actually have the Seahawks in play in my player pool this week against Colt McCoy. Look at the yards allowed over the last 5 weeks. Check it out. Here's the first 6 weeks, injury-riddled defense. And look, it's all based on sacks and pressure, right? I mean, we know defense is inherently value based on pressure. And now they're getting pressure on the quarterbacks. And with that pressure is coming some turnovers. Beginning of the year, 2-1, 3, 0 sacks. Look at the yards and points allowed. 500, 400, 400, 500, 400, 500, 20s and 30s all day. And then things are starting to get a little bit better. And they've got a home game against Colt McCoy now, who can't push the football down the field. I think we're looking at like a pick six type day, 3 sacks, 4 sacks. Colt McCoy's a statue. Look at the yardage they're starting to allow. They're limiting teams. Limiting. San Fran 350, Bills 420, Rams 380, Kyler Murray's 314. The inept offensive line of the Eagles only churned out 250 yards. I mean, Seahawks are in play on defense. Colt McCoy, not in play on offense. Patrick, if you got a good feel, do it, man. I mean, truly, you should be walking away from today's slate like feeling okay about what you did and not resenting me for disagreeing. I mean, it's your money. So ultimately, like, if you're like, you know what, I love me some Colt McCoy today, well, play him. Play him. Invest in him. There we go. It's a little bit nicer looking, yeah? Let's do some crunching, baby. Jalen Richard, 2-touchdown game incoming, says CG. Chargers defense in play? Yeah, they're in play. Love that Xmas theme. Yeah, I like them too, man. Allie, I like these a lot. All right, so you're seeing this, correct? My player pool, incredibly tight today. Here's the deal, my friends. I'm trying to align as I'm moving things forward with sports betting, as I'm moving things forward with the company. And there's one thing I'm not going to be doing today. I will simply show you how I'm setting up. I will no longer be crunching down here and showing like finished lineups. I don't think that helps. The one thing I will be doing, though, and I will adjust, as I've seen former hosts do this as well, when they crunch it out, they will show their exposures, and I'm in talks with Draftkings about why. Okay, so what they do is they don't show their Draftkings crunched lineups, but they'll show their exposures in like a modified window. So I'll set that up. I will show you how I set up, because I think strategy-wise, this is completely okay. But afterwards, as far as like calculating and showing the calculated crunches, does not follow DK guidelines, and I want to align with them because I care about the company, okay? So teamriseorfall.com will surely be aligning with this stuff, and I'll do what you saw back in the day. You guys know him. Manny used to do that where he would show his exposures, and now I know why. So I will be showing my exposures going forward. So you'll see my exact final exposures for FanDuel, Draftkings, and SuperDraft any week that I get to them, okay? So here's how I'm setting this up today with my personalized player pool. I'm not giving my player pool away on screen today. I have already done that in the tiered rankings on the website. When I go here, I am going to be going to this first and foremost and doing nothing. That's right. Nothing. My FC Pro randomness, the best edge in the DFS industry is right here. FC Pro. Undeniable its usefulness. I will not put it on my exact, so let's just go with a generic, not 250. Let's go with a generic 25%. This will be boosted at a different percentage when I am doing my finals. I will do multiple variations of this. So my goal, my friends, is to kind of cast a very wide net starting in a small lake. Does that make sense? I want to catch as many fish as I can in a small lake. I'm not trying to go into the ocean and cast a wide net and just hope I get lucky with a huge player pool. I have 53 players and just 2 quarterbacks I'm looking at today. Cousins and Rodgers. And what I'll do is I will layer my stacks. So if I have quarterback with at least one same team, at least one opposing team, these are inherently 3-man stacks. I would do this for like 25. Go back to advanced options. Change this so that now I'm getting 2 wide receivers, same team. All right. Crunch out maybe 20 more options. Go back here, quarterback with 1, wide receiver, same team, 1, tight end, same team, 2 opposing wide receivers, 20 lineups. And then I'm going like 5-player game stacks, right? Like my goal is to mix and match my entire 150 with my just 2 quarterbacks and 50-person player pool, but cast a wide net at the rest of the positions, cast a wide net within the construct of those 75 quarterback stacks. And mostly what I have done is gone to the stack tool and I grabbed my favorite targets for the week. And when I was looking at these stacks, I kept looking at these, and this is one of those weeks where I looked at this and I was like, you know what? I just don't agree. I don't agree. I don't want this. This is purely median projection-based stuff. Again, this one I liked. Goff, Kupp, Woods, Hopkins. I loved it. And then I went and I looked at Goff's price tag. I no longer loved it. Does it mean it's not in play? No. Certainly in play. It's certainly in play. But I made a decision to simply do this. I went to Green Bay on the DK Stacks tool. Hold on the control button on your keyboard and click Minnesota now. I did this. These right here are the top 4 player game stacks based on projection. Top 4 player game stacks based on value. Based on our proprietary rating system. Can't find it anywhere else. Not a lot of companies do ratings. Ratings are a nice edge when identifying player versus player opportunities. And I am going to be doing some crunches where I save like 50 on on Fantasy Cruncher. And what I will do is I'll simply grab these combinations, lock them, and crunch out like optimally built lineups with my tiny player pool, randomness factor in there and all, so that we don't have similar lineups. And I'll have multiple uniques so that I'm nowhere close to like tying people, because our goal is not to move up and down the standings as like an entire company. We all want to have some uniqueness in this. So I'll be doing like lock and crunches, move on, lock and crunch, move on. And I'll do that up and down these. I love today. All the meanwhile, this tiny running back pool, when we're looking at this, okay, I'll have some exposure to Montgomery, but not much. I'll have some exposure to Booker, but not much. Not with these tournament-winning pivots all around. Carson, Gaskins, Drake, Taylor, Hunt. Talked about it ad nauseum. I wrote my player notes on the website. I don't want to tell you whom I like more and who I like better and which site I like them on, but it's all right here, my friends. This stream is the first look at the slate for me this week. I don't track it all week, says Porter. Sunday morning binge fest does the job for me. That's not the worst idea. Avoid the noise, right? I mean, you're just trying to... Everyone's just putting content out there to get clicks to their site early all week, and we do it too. I mean, we're putting out what we think is accurate in the beginning of the week, and it does hold water to some extent, but it has no comparison to the weight that a Sunday morning stream or Sunday morning Draftkings DK Top Stacks tool update carries. Like the Saturday update is nothing compared to what will be posted in an hour, right? And Saturday is 10 times better than whatever was posted Thursday. It gets more important throughout the week. 1 QB week and 20 max. I know you and I both know who we're using. What's up, Versace? Good to see you, man. Thank you for dropping that golden Mike emote in there. Thank you. Gaskins built big time chalk now. Yeah, I'm going to see what our ownerships are on the final update. And if Gaskin is a chalk play at running back this week, which we have him at 16.35, I'm intrigued to see what the update is going to be in an hour. You know what to do. You know what to do if this turns to utter chalk. Not this week, my friends. Akins or Fells in Houston. Give me Akins. Snaps. He's going to get more opportunities. Thank you, Brian. Good question over there on YouTube. YouTube, before you leave, please hit that sub button every single day, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. I will be also posting best bets videos, top stacks videos, lineup strategy session building videos, primetime videos. I do a lot over there on YouTube, and I have the daily stream. So we have, I think, 80 or so on Twitch watching, 40 or so on YouTube. I get it. It doesn't look as great as some of the other companies when they do all on one, but I know some people like Twitch, some like YouTube, so I stream on both. I don't care enough. I don't care about the optics of it. I don't care if people see just 40 on YouTube when it could be 120. I don't care if people only see 80 on Twitch when it could look like 120 over there too. Optics are stupid. I do what's best for everyone else. That's my role here. I want to support you guys in the best way that makes you comfortable. I got to get going. I got to hop on the Football Guys show. I'm going to go talk to them, and I will finish all of my updated rankings and all that stuff if I need to on the back end afterwards. Best of luck today, my friends. Today was a great stream. I hope that you took something helpful away from it, and if anything, maybe I just kind of gave you a strong foundation. If you want to be a member, it's super cheap, and all of our members, all of our RONIN members, you get $20 to fantasycruncher.com every week, or excuse me, every month, every freaking month, because they are partnered with us. If you're not using that and you are a member there or hoping to be, my goodness, you're behind the times. It makes no sense. If you're a sports betting fanatic, patreon.com, let me open this up, patreon.com/riseorfall. Got a bunch of stuff posted right now. Props report is posted and live to help you make your choices. Bunch of leans, parlays, teasers, everything, man. We got a private betting channel, okay? Give that a look as well. YouTubers, please hit that like button on your way out. It's the easiest, quick thing. Just hit the like button down below for me. Please, please, please. It costs you nothing. If you just want freebies all day, every day, you can have them. Do me a favor and just support that then. Support free. If you want free, support free. All right. Got to make myself another coffee and